don't see being a professional musician as a job description, as one job. There are as many ways to fill this job description as there are people who take this job. Hey people, there's one question that I as a professional musician get asked more often than none other in my life, and I think everyone who is active, professionally active in any kind of creative job knows this question. I mean, like photographers or video editors. And the question is, can you make a living from that? And every time I just want to say, I mean, do I stand in front of you or not? Of course I'm living from that. But I guess I can understand that people are curious if you can earn enough money to make a living from something that other people do as a hobby, maybe even pay for it. But in this video I want to answer this question thoroughly. Also for those of you who maybe think about making music professionally or turning another creative hobby into a job, into a profession. One disclaimer right up front. I live and work mostly in Germany. I have played and taught music in different countries, but most of my work is taking place right here in Germany, and I'm not sure if anything that I'm about to tell you can be transferred to the situation in other countries as well. And also, this job just suits my personality. I love seeing life and this job as an adventure, and I love trying to adapt to the situation and working independently. This is just perfect for me. It might not be the right job for you. But I am convinced that there are certain skills that apply in different situations and can always get you ahead. And this is what makes this job rather robust, which might surprise some people. But first of all, let me give you my more emotional answer, because sometimes I get asked, but you can't really get rich from that, right? And I always say, I do. I am rich with experience and rich with connections and stories I can tell. I know this might sound esoteric and hippie-ish, but after all, I mean, what is wealth if not the wealth of stories and experiences one has made? And as a musician, I always learn and reflect, so I'm constantly learning new things, new skills, learning more about the world and about myself. Also, I can travel to so many interesting places, meet so many interesting people, and have so many great stories to tell. But even if you don't make music professionally, you still have great stories to tell. I mean, I have seen so many bands on festivals, not from in front of the stage, but from the side, and met some of my idols right after their shows backstage. Stories like that, and traveling to interesting places. And of course, being able to play one's own music on a stage in front of an audience, and maybe even get paid for that. And this is why I believe this job already made me rich. But now let me answer this question a little bit more practical. But let me give you one more disclaimer right now. Yes, I can make a living from that. I can make a living as a professional musician, but not everybody can. Many people probably tried and failed. So the survivorship bias definitely applies here. I can only tell you what worked for me. It might not always work for you, but I always try to give you principles and ideas that are very robust and apply in as many situations as possible. So I'm pretty sure that you will find a lot that might work for you in the things I'm about to tell you. And that brings me right up to my main idea, and that's you can always improve many different skills many people don't think about. And especially as an independent professional musician, you have to think about the things other people don't think about. You have to look at the gaps in the system. You have to be very creative and proactive. And it is not just about the skills on your instrument. I think that's clear. Many of us know geniuses who can't make a living from that because they neglect the promotion and the networking. And those are very important. And this is just one example of things you can improve many people don't think about, like your social skills. Many of you might know the book by Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People. This has been the most important book in my career as a professional musician, because social skills are so important in creating a professional network. And this professional network is very important. And I don't mean Facebook friends. I mean real people you talk to regularly. Other professional musicians you share ideas and jobs with. Or, for example, professional partners for promotion. I work with a booking agent for my workshops and my talks, and with a publicist for my social media presence. But at the same time, you yourself always have to be up to date, where the market is going, where social media is going, and look for the trends in music so you can broaden your horizon, your knowledge, and the skills you have. The more different genres you can play on your instrument, the higher the number of possible jobs you can take, possible jobs you can accept. You know the phrase, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. And this is so important in this job, at least in my experience. I've worked very hard on very esoteric skills, and then someone came along and was looking for exactly that. Musically, I finally found my niche, and that's jazz-influenced prog metal. I know that's highly specific, but I think it's better to be good at one specific thing than to be mediocre at many different things. Of course, you have to know many different styles. Sometimes you have to do cover gigs and play many different songs from many different styles. And also you have, as I said, to be prepared for the different opportunities which arise, but also have your main focus. And you have to differentiate your portfolio not only in the genres you can offer, but also in the different kind of jobs you do. I do many different things. They all are concerned with music and teaching in general, but this has so many facets, like teaching, private lessons or group lessons, workshops and talks, YouTube. I do recordings on Fiverr.com and send them to musicians all over the world. I tour with my own rock band. I tour with other artists. I have written 3 educational books and I have songwriting credits. So I have many different sources from which I earn money. And this is why I, in the beginning, said that this job can be very robust if you broaden your spectrum and if you do it in a smart way. I always see it like a mixing board. If I want to, I can just increase this and decrease this a little bit. And this is very helpful right now when I'm filming this, because right now, because of the coronavirus, there are no shows. All live shows and my lessons have been cancelled. But the way I set up my career, I can fill this gap easily by making more YouTube videos, by making more recordings from my home studio, which I built over the years, and send these via Fiverr.com to musicians all over the world. And also I believe that you can always invest by reading some self-improvement literature, by making a good business plan in the free time. So whenever you have a situation like that where you can't work or you just don't get any jobs at the moment, you have the time to work on your skills and on your promotion. So you just have a head start once things start rolling again. So the main point is, don't see being a professional musician as a job description, as one job. There are as many ways to fill this job description as there are people who take this job. Sit down, make a plan, maybe even draw a mixing board. How high is the controller of teaching? For me, it's pretty high. I see teaching as an art in itself, and this is why I always try to improve as a teacher and improve my teaching methods. But if you don't like to teach that much or don't want to learn how to be a good teacher, then this controller might be very low and you might increase the other ones. But always keep in mind that it should be a mixture and that the job should suit your personality, and also that as a professional musician you have to dedicate yourself to lifelong learning. I love that. I love seeing life as a game and trying to learn and get ahead all the time. But if you don't want to, maybe, just maybe, this job might not be right for you. Also, you might have noticed that I didn't talk at all about studying music at the university. The reason is very simple. I didn't, and so I can't tell you anything about that. This might be a way for you, but again, I would suggest that even before starting studying music at the university, you have at least a vague plan of what you want to do with that. I believe that a university degree is worth nothing if it is not a part of a bigger plan. A university degree on its own will not get you any jobs. So even if you study music at the university, you should still be proactive and creative and work on your network and make a plan where you want to go. Find your niche. This niche can also be that you are a jack of all trades, that you do many things. But always keep in mind that this job has to be very flexible and that you have to be prepared in order to take advantage of opportunity which might arise. And if you have the passion combined with a good plan, then I believe that everyone has the chance to make a good living from being a professional musician. I hope this video helped you. Please tell me in the comments, what is your goal? What kind of job do you have in mind? What is your dream job? Go out and create it. There is no job description for your dream job, but please tell me about it. I would love to hear from you. Hope to see you in the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.